race weekend. It is the weekend of the Seven Hills, or in Dutch, the Zevenheuvelenloop, the race that I will be running tomorrow. It is the biggest running event in Europe and one of the fastest races in the world. And it also happens to be in my hometown, Nijmegen. The race is 15 kilometers with, as you probably have guessed, 7 hills. I just want to mention before we get into this video that I'm a recreational runner. So I just do this for fun. I register for races because it motivates me, but don't expect any crazy times here. I'm just your everyday recreational runner. I've been training for this race the past 8 weeks and I'm excited that tomorrow I can finally do it. Last year I actually ran it already with my boyfriend David, but that was more for fun. This year I am trying to run a PB. I'm aiming for 1 hour and 15 minutes, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. I'm just gonna try. The weather tomorrow is going to be absolute. It is going to be windy, but like real wind with rain, so not the best conditions, but we're just gonna try and make the most of it. It's not gonna be cold, it is going to be 12 degrees. Today I'm just going to take you along with me in my preparations. I will show you guys what I'm eating. I'm gonna go to the expo later today because I did buy the official race t-shirt. I did it last year, I run in it all the time. I usually don't really buy the race t-shirts, but because it is in my hometown, I had to get it, of course. So I'm going to pick up the t-shirt. Another thing that's very exciting is that tonight is the Seven Hill night, which is 7 kilometers, and we happen to live next to the course. So I am going to have a look at the 7-kilometer race tonight as well. So yeah, it's just gonna be an exciting weekend. Hopefully I will be able to set a PB. If not, I'm just happy to finish and soak up the energy. I love doing races because it brings so many people from different places together and we all have this one passion, which is running, and you see all these different kinds of runners, which is just overall super exciting. And of course I'm happy that it's in my hometown as well. This morning I had shocker, oatmeal, but it is already 12:30, so I am going to have lunch right now. I think I'm gonna go for a little shakeout run in an hour at around 2 o'clock, which is also going to be my starting time for tomorrow. Just a 15 to 20 minute shakeout run. Very easy to get my legs moving, but other than that, I'm gonna sit still, chill today, have a relaxed day. I'm excited. Seven Hills, Zevenheuvelenloop 2023. Let's make it a good one. I have some leftover naan bread with hummus, tomato, salt and pepper. Super simple, super easy, but delicious. Amazing.
Weather's absolutely terrible, but gonna do 20 minutes getting ready for tomorrow.
Oh my god. That was very, very wet. Oh my gosh. I thought I picked the right moment to go for this run. I think I didn't. Let's get off this soaking wet jacket. This is actually the shirt from last year. It's short sleeves, and this year is the same shirt but long sleeves. This was insane. I'm going to do some stretching and then hop in the shower, take a long shower. I wasn't planning on washing my hair, but I kind of have to. I look wild. Showered, I'm drinking lots of water today because I want to be fully hydrated tomorrow. My healthy tea recipe for when I'm sick: the usual juice of half a lemon, fresh ginger, turmeric, black pepper, and a bit of agave syrup. And that is my immune system boost tea. Okay, I also have this salty peanut butter protein bar. I've been eating these after pretty much all my runs recently because they're just so delicious. I am a little bit addicted to these. They are just really, really good. And I mean, some extra protein never hurts. So I'm going to enjoy my cup of tea, have my protein bar. I'm also going to write down my splits, or at least I'm going to try and write down. It's better for me if I don't overthink and just go with the flow and just see whatever ends up happening. But at the same time, if it was a flat course, I would be able to do that a lot more. I fortunately live near the course, so I've been training on the hills as well, on the actual course. I know the challenging points of the race, and I know, for example, that the first 5 kilometers are actually quite tough, so especially kilometer 4 and 5. So if you go into the race all excited and you run your first 2 kilometers too fast, you are going to end up feeling very tired at kilometer 4 and 5 already, and then you still have 10 more to go, so that can really mess up with your race. I also know that, for example, kilometer 11 is pretty tough as well. I think that's the worst kilometer of the entire race. And after that, it's actually 3 or 4 kilometers almost fully downhill. So if you save enough energy for the final 3 kilometers, you are able to make up for a lot of time if you still have energy left. So that's kind of how I'm going to look at my splits and just see if I can kind of control it. Again, I'm a recreational runner, so I usually just go with the flow and see whatever I feel like. But because I am aiming for a pretty ambitious time for myself, I do want to think a little bit more about how I'm going to achieve it. So on our way to the expo, it's still pouring rain, so we're driving there. I'm just going to pick up my t-shirt and then we're going home again because unfortunately the weather isn't allowing me to walk around for a bit longer. Well, I can still do it, but I don't want to. So picking up the t-shirt and then we're going home, and then I'm going to make us a pretty early dinner because I want to go and have a look at the runners who are doing the 7 kilometers tonight. I'm gonna wash this. Yeah. With the 7. Very cool. Anyways, I'm going to make dinner. I'm going to make a hamburger. I have some sweet potato fries, which I'm going to put in the oven right now. Let's go and look at the 7 kilometer. Good morning. It is an early morning. I woke up 15 minutes ago. I am currently watching the race. It is the Grand Prix in Las Vegas. So I'm watching the race, but I'm also going to make my breakfast now. Let's do it. Okay, I painted my nails and they are now matching my shoes, which is something that Philly Bowden always does for her races. So I was like, maybe it's good luck. I'm gonna do it for my race as well. I was also bored. The sun is actually shining, so I should just have fun with it. That's kind of what I'm telling myself right now. Meanwhile, I'm freaking out. So the outfit, the shoes. Now we wait. Few days after the race actually, but I wanted to sit down and do a quick little debrief and just talk about last Sunday. First of all, the most important thing is I finished and I got my medal. I think it's really cool. That was the most important goal, of course, to finish and have fun. I say we because David's sister and his cousin Amelot and Bonte were also running the Seven Hills on Sunday. So we agreed to meet at our place and go to the start together. And we had quite a lot of family coming to cheer for us. There were some difficulties getting here, so they were all a bit later. We agreed to meet at 12:30 and the elites would start at 1. They were all here at 12:45 actually, but my starting time was 1:30 and Amelot and Bonte started at 2, so a bit later. We ended up being in a hurry, and the way they set up the starting blocks is actually quite weird because you have the faster starting blocks. They all start on one street and it's a very long street. People who run a bit slower, they have like side starting blocks basically. And I remember from last year, David and I were late as well. We had to walk like all the way through super far to get to the starting point. And I remember last year I thought it was so stressful, and that's why this year I said to myself and like my family that I wanted to be in time, because rushing over to the starting line is just not the best way to prepare for a race, of course. I ended up running to the starting line, but I made it. And yeah, then I just started. When I started, just to put it into perspective, the first man already finished. The first man actually ran the world record time. He didn't break it, but he ran the exact world record time for the 15 kilometers, which I think it was like 41 minutes and 5 seconds, something like that. A world record, which is just so impressive. But anyways, then I started. It was going super well. I had a very nice pace and I was really pushing. I was really enjoying myself. Everything was going so well until the final 4 kilometers when it started pouring rain. And remember when I mentioned before the race that I wanted the final 3 kilometers to really pick up my speed and really like sprint down to the finish line basically. But because of the rain, it was scary because I was trying to pay attention. Everything was getting wet. People were slowing down. It was getting a bit slippery. I lost my focus basically, and I ended up still really keeping my pace, but I didn't pick up the pace. So I ended up finishing at 1 hour, 16 minutes and 39 seconds, which is 5-6 minutes per kilometer pace. Honestly, like, I'm super happy with it. I gave it everything I could. While I was running, I was telling myself, like, I'm really pushing and I'm doing everything I can. It was so fun. I'm so happy that I did it. And yeah, I'm super excited for the next one. I am going to do a half marathon in Nijmegen again in March, and I'm kind of excited to like keep training because I feel so motivated right now. I've been in a really nice flow with training, and if I register for March, then I know I will continue to train. Last time I ran a half marathon, my first one was in 1 hour and 58 seconds, and I want to improve quite a lot on that, but I will save that for when I start my official training block for the half marathon itself. So that's it for today's video. If you are a runner, let me know your goal, an upcoming race, something you're training for in the comments. I am very curious to see how many runners there are watching this video, and then we can all just motivate each other. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next week.